Let me take you back to the moment when Napoleon Bonaparte truly stepped onto the world stage. Before he became emperor, before his name echoed across Europe, he was a young, ambitious general, handed a task no one else wanted: the command of the French army of Italy in 1796. And honestly, calling it an army was generous. The soldiers were hungry, tired, poorly paid, and surrounded by enemies. But what Napoleon saw was something different, an opportunity to rewrite his destiny. The war he walked into was part of the French Revolutionary Wars. Europe's great powers had formed a massive coalition to crush the rising French Republic, and Austria controlled northern Italy. France wanted to break that control, but Italy was considered the secondary battlefield. Napoleon didn't treat it that way. He understood something the politicians didn't. If he could outsmart the Austrians here, he could change the entire direction of the war. When he arrived, he spoke to his starving troops with a promise that became legendary.
You are naked and ill-fed, but I will lead you to the most fertile plains in the world.
And within days he proved he meant it. He launched a lightning-fast series of maneuvers, moving quicker than any general of that era. Instead of fighting armies head-on, he broke them apart, isolated their units, and struck where they were weakest. His first major victories came at Montenotte and Mondovì, smashing the Sardinian forces and forcing them out of the war completely. With one opponent removed, Napoleon turned his full focus toward Austria. The geography of northern Italy was brutal: rivers, mountains, and narrow passes, but he used it all to his advantage. While his enemies took safe, predictable routes, Napoleon moved his men through dangerous terrain to strike from unexpected angles. It was military chess played at lightning speed. One of the defining struggles of this campaign was the siege of Mantua, a massive fortress the Austrians relied on. Instead of wasting soldiers in a frontal assault, Napoleon surrounded it and fought off wave after wave of Austrian relief armies. He defeated them despite being outnumbered again and again. The Battle of Rivoli, in particular, is still studied today for its brilliant use of terrain and timing. By January 1797, Mantua fell. It was a crushing blow to Austria, but Napoleon wasn't finished. He pushed deeper toward Austrian territory, marching his army across the Alps in winter. Just imagine exhausted soldiers climbing icy slopes, believing in a general who had never let them down. In March 1797, the French won again at the Battle of Tarvis, capturing huge amounts of supplies and forcing Austria to negotiate. Within a few months, the Austrians signed the Treaty of Campo Formio, effectively ending the war in Italy. What makes this campaign so fascinating isn't just the victories, it's the transformation. In a single year, Napoleon went from an unknown officer to the most celebrated general in France. His troops adored him, his enemies feared him, and Europe finally understood that a new kind of commander had arrived, one who didn't just fight battles, but reshaped entire political landscapes. Napoleon didn't just win land, he reorganized northern Italy, created new republics, and removed ancient political structures. He wasn't just a soldier, he was already showing signs of becoming a statesman and a ruler. Looking back, the Italian campaign wasn't just Napoleon's first war. It was the foundation of everything he would later become. The confidence, the ambition, the bold decision-making, the rapid movements, the psychological control over his soldiers and enemies, all of it began here. This is where young Bonaparte proved that he wasn't just part of history, he was going to rewrite it.